Hello guys, JWTifa here, and we are back with my Rose Point build for the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge that I'm doing. This is part 3 of my Rose Point installment, and this is the final video that I will be doing of Rose Point. So you can finally say, oh my goodness, she's gonna be done with this house, like, praise Jesus. Yeah. This is the final one. What I'm gonna be doing in this one is right now, you can see that I'm working on, I call it a nursery, but really it's more like a toddler room because it's going to have a toddler bed in it. It's going to have several toddler things. I call it a nursery because basically it is kind of like a nursery. Really, you could turn it into whatever you wanted. But, so yeah, the nursery, the entryway to the house, because if you notice, like, I completely bypassed that and started in the kitchen in the last part. Like, I literally had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, I'm going to move into the kitchen. The kitchen's always the best place for me to start. So, the little entryway to the house, / that awkward hallway between the stairs, and then the entire upstairs. Now, the only reason that, I was able to, do the, upstairs rather quickly, and so the entire upstairs is going to be done in this part, is the simple fact that there's going to be not a lot of furniture up there, guys. Like, it is sparse. I didn't know what I wanted, and at the time, I didn't really need a lot of the beds because my son's moving in with only one child, and she's pregnant. So, and she'll scratch that. By the time we move in, she'll probably have 2 kids, but still, my options are very limited. So, I also like to give you guys some room in case you download it off the gallery, which, by the way, lot is available for download on the gallery. My origin ID will be in the description. But anyway, so I like for you guys to, if you download it, to have some creative room, and you can make the rooms really whatever you want, and you don't have to sit there and delete a bunch of furniture that you didn't want anyway. So there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff up there. Anyway, I'm super excited now that I've done this this build. Like, I'm so ecstatic. I want to do more builds. I don't know why. Probably because I just got home from California a few days ago, and every time it never fails for some reason when I travel, I get a bunch of ideas for builds when I see people's houses and stuff, and then I get in like a really buildy mood. But if I'm like here and I've been here for a while, I don't want to build anything. I don't know why. It's just like if I go, especially when I go to the beach, like beachy areas, I love beach houses. Would probably never going to be able to afford a beach house. And to be 100% honest, I hate the beach, guys. I mean, I like it, but I don't like sand, and I don't like how sand gets everywhere. The ocean terrifies me. So there's just a whole lot of cons for me if I decided to up and move to the beach, even though I love beach houses. I actually really like this nursery. There's a ton of stuff in it. So obviously you could get rid of whatever you didn't need, but I like to have, I felt like, I guess because every time I play with toddlers, my toddlers are very limited. They're not actually given a whole lot of stuff because, especially in the 100 Baby Challenge, we don't have a lot of money. So my toddlers are stuck playing with, like, toys, and that's it. Like, I think we have a tablet finally. Yeah, we have a tablet. And then in my Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, because we've been saving money for this house that I'm building, we haven't really bought, like, he doesn't have anything except a toy truck, I think, so he has, like, nothing. So, yeah, this little awkward hallway here, I decided to put a desk with a computer. I actually think it's kind of cool. I like the placement of it, because I feel like it's something that you wouldn't want to just have out in the open anyway, and I like that it's by this big, huge window here, and it's because, to be 100% honest, that room that I made a nursery, I wanted it to be an office space because the Rose generation, she wants to be a politician. And so I wanted it to be like a little space for like chairs and maybe even like a podium. I was like, a public speaking thing? I didn't know it's a podium. I like a mic or something. Like, I thought that would be really cool. But then I decided that since we needed the extra room, we won't need the extra room when she ages up because she only has one child. But for right now, we need the space and we need somewhere for the toddler to go that can stay like downstairs where the kitchen and everything is. So it's not an office, but I thought this secluded corner over here with like a computer and everything would be like a kind of fitting mini office space. Like, you don't have a door, obviously, but you're off in the back and no one's like gonna bother you or really whatever you're doing. Um, oh yeah, I spend forever looking for a lamp. As you can see, my themes are very simple. Browns and reds and some blacks. Ugh. Don't know what to talk about now that we've been talking about the build for like 2 parts. I'm like super torn about it. By the way, I love that lamp. I don't use it a lot because I feel like it doesn't go with anything, but here I thought it went perfectly. I just was like, it fits. It's red and it's old Victorian. The house is very like Victorian stylish, which I think is really awesome. So anyway, in order to talk about my build craze, expect some more builds. I don't know if it's gonna pertain to the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge or not, because kind of what I'm thinking is that I may just straight up build each house for the generation. Even if I don't use them, I can build them and upload them to the gallery for you guys so that you can download them if you want to use them. Or and then, like, if I do decide that, oh man, I'm tired of this house, I want a new house, and I'm tired of changing it up or whatever, the house is, like, already built, you know, for me to modify and do whatever I want with it, you know? But anyway, so yeah, random thing. You see those suitcases I just grabbed and like brought up to the front? I saw them and I was like, they're so cute, but they didn't go with anything downstairs. I didn't feel like they matched the decor very well, so I just threw them up in a room somewhere because I'm like, I'm using these. I told myself, I'm like, I'm using these and you can't stop me. Oh, excuse me. I love that couch or the love seat. I think that it looks really good. And here's me struggling to kind of like put everything together to where it looks symmetrical or whatever. Now I'm going to struggle with the windows some more. The only thing I like that space in between the windows, but I hate when windows, like those big windows, touch the edge because I just think it looks really bad. I can't be alone in this. I mean, come on, guys. Someone else has to have this problem with me. Anyway, so, yeah. Okay, I'm going to spend probably about 2 minutes trying to fix this wallpaper thing. I know that already in the last part I asked you guys if you knew what the issue was and if you had a solution. But I'm going to stress again. If you guys know how to fix how the border does not continue onto that one section of paint for some reason, if you know how to fix it, please let me know because it is driving me insane. Even still, like now that I'm not looking at it, you see how I keep going back to it because I'm like, I know it's there and it's bothering me and I'm like, I gotta fix it. So yeah, looking at curtains again. By the way, 90% of this build, me looking at curtains that I don't even keep. Because there are actually a lot of windows that don't have curtains because I just was like, okay, none of these curtains look good, so I just completely abandoned the whole thing. So here, I'm changing the color because I felt like the red was getting to be too much. And this is when you start getting some blacks in there, because I've kind of been sticking away from the blacks a good bit and sticking to mostly like dark browns and stuff. But I thought the black curtains looked really good with those chairs, because I'm pretty sure the outside of those chairs are actually black. They're not brown, they're black. Now I'm changing the time because I just wanted to see what it looks like in the day. I do that a lot, just like I save a lot. So if you're new to the channel, hey, I save a lot because my game crashes, and I also mess with the daylight settings a lot because I want to see what it looks like at night, obviously, to see if I need to add more lights. And when I'm building, I just seem to like it better when it's like darker or the afternoon kind of look. But then sometimes I want to see what it looks like in the day, and I'm like, I gotta fix it up. So that globe was really expensive. So when I went in, and that bowl of fruit, because it's like a golden bowl of fruit, which I thought looked perfect though. So when you download it, it's going to have all this expensive stuff, and you're going to be like, why is this house 150,000 simoleons? Well, now you know, because I decided to add a bunch of gold junk all over the place. Oh yeah, now I'm playing with the rugs, because I felt like, I don't know, I don't like having a whole lot of floor space. I know it bothers a lot of you guys too a lot. You like to see a fuller house. Which is crazy because I love open floor plans. I don't know why I would ever argue about that. I love space. I just like to see space utilized well. Alright, now I have a little flippy moment with the table until I can finally, I finally altered in there kind of where I want it. I feel like just rugs are a really easy way to try to help balance out when you have a ton of space. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like I did pretty good on this. Pretty good, Jess? Come on. I do feel like my building skills were showcased pretty well with this house, but I'm not gonna lie. The spacing of the living room is very awkward. And the fact that when you walk in, there's a door immediately to your left, and then in front of you is the bathroom, and then there's stairs, which would be fine. I really wanted that little entry space to be the living room, but I just couldn't. When I was thinking it out in my head, I was like, there's no way that's going to work. And that's, like, it's going to look awful. Because there wasn't anywhere that I could see to put a TV and put chairs without it blocking a door in some form or fashion. So, yeah, that's why there's like a weird, awkward living area in between the entryway / living room, if you want to call it that, and the kitchen. I didn't even want to put a TV either, to be completely honest. Like, my whole idea was like, let's keep it very Victorian, because that's kind of what I'm going with here. But then I was like, no, they need a TV. I'm like, just because their house looks old and kind of like outdated doesn't mean they are. I mean, they're living in the modern era here. I mean, she wants to be a politician. Come on. So I decided to give them a wall mount TV because I figured, well, it looks the best and it will take up the less space. I did like to just add that little desk thing because I'm thinking, you know, she's gonna be a politician. She's gonna have a desk job at some point or another. Even though at least with the politician career is really awesome because you can work from home. And you can pretty much work from home all the time if that's what you desire. I don't think I'm going to do that, though, for her. I do, or him. I don't even have I don't have an heir yet. And I'm over here working on this Rose build house that we're already moving into because we need the space. But, yeah, I feel like I'm going to let her or him go to work instead of just work from home. I did, though, test it out when, like, I first got city living. I was like, I want to see if you can just work from home. Because with the 100 Baby Challenge, at the time, the rules weren't even updated. So it didn't say that, like, yes, you can do this or no, you can't do this. But I figured the rules would apply to, yes, it's acceptable to do it, but you have to get them to only work from home. And then I was like, well, what if you don't get promoted or whatever? So I tested it, and it works. You do get promoted, and you earn just as much money. The only issue being that if someone calls you or something at the same time that work calls you to ask if you want to come in or you want to work from home, it glitches, and your sim doesn't get that call. And then there's like, I really wish they would work on some sort of like where the go to work option is, because you know you can click on your sim to go to work if it's time for them to go to work and they're not going automatically. But I feel like there should be another option that's like go to work or work from home, but there's not. So when the system like glitches out, hold on, side note, I love those pictures over there, by the way. And here I am saving those pictures I just placed up. I had to get rid of them though so my Sims could afford the house, but I thought it looked really cool. And it's like a big, huge kind of like full wall one, so I thought it looked really good in front of that computer over there. Okay, so yeah, I apologize for that weird cut that just happened. I stopped building for a while because actually at the time I had built everything up to that point. Or I'd furnished the whole house. I built the layout, then I stopped recording. Then I decided to start furnishing the house, and I literally furnished the entire first floor, which took me probably about an hour at least. So then I was like, I am done. So I closed it out. Then when I got back in, I decided that since I needed to do the floor layout for the second floor and everything, no, the floor layout was done. I didn't have any of the wallpapers up or the doors or the floor tile or anything. So I was like, I cannot, no. So I decided to go ahead and do that for you guys without making you watch. And that's why it's kind of like a weird jump. Because now you get up there and you're like, whoa, everything's done. Like all the wallpaper and everything's up. Well, that's why, because I decided to do that without showing it to you guys. So the reason that the bathroom here is mint and the bedroom's mint is because that's still Lily's quarters. She's my matriarch. She is my Not So Berry Legacy Challenge matriarch, and she is the mint generation. So she likes the color mint, not really likes the color red. Oh, guys, I forgot to put a door in the bathroom, and here I am, like, flipping out, because I'm like, there's no way they can get to this bathroom. And I couldn't put the door where I wanted it to, so it kind of messed me up, but it was just because that painting was in the way. So don't worry, now there's a door. So there should be a door to everywhere. But anyway, and there's only 2 bathrooms in this house, which does kind of bother me, because now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, I should have made it the floor plan like a lot better so that I could add more bathrooms. And I could probably do an ensuite for each bedroom, but honestly I didn't feel like it at the time. I might end up doing it once we get a bunch of Sims living in there. But this second bathroom is kind of like the master bathroom, but also the only bathroom that you have upstairs. So that's why it's also mint, because I'm like, well, it does still kind of go with her bedroom, and I feel like this would be her bathroom space most of the time. I feel like the kids and any visitors, apart from the shower needs, because if you guys remember, the first shower, the shower on the lower floor doesn't have or the bathroom in the lower floor doesn't have a shower. So you literally have to use the upstairs one to shower, which is another thing that bothers me to death, because now I'm thinking, oh, we need way more bathrooms because we need more room. I might just make the bathroom downstairs bigger, but it's going to suck because it's so long. Like, there's no room for me to expand horizontally because of that little office space that I have. Like, there won't be hardly any room for my Sims to maneuver in. But I could extend it vertically and just have a weird, awkward layout of shower, toilet, sink. So this is the bar, and I'll tell you why I put the bar up here. Because, one, I had no idea what to do with that space up there. Not very good at layouts. I'm working on it, but I'm not very good at them. Which is why typically my houses I build are small. That way I don't have any room really to try to maneuver in. But here, of course, you got this awkward layout where you open up into a huge floor plan, and then you just have random rooms sporadically thrown in there. So I was like, what do I do with this space? Well, it's okay, because Dylan wants to be a mixologist, so he needs a bar. So I thought, well, this would be kind of a good space to put a bar up. That table is actually going to be the home to our Fishberry. Don't worry, I didn't forget about him. He has his own table. And then I think I just add, like, more gaming stuff, because I'm like, I don't really know what to do. So I add, like, a Don't Wake the Llama game. And there's, like, a dartboard that I add. So that's pretty cool. I think I end up getting rid of that stuff, though, so that I can afford the house. But like I said, when we move in, there's going to be a lot of differences you're going to notice if you do watch my Not So Berry Legacy Challenge and you are waiting for me to move in. You're going to notice there's a lot of differences because I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff I couldn't afford. But the goal is to move up to being able to afford all the stuff that we want in that house at some point. But we just can't afford it at the moment. Anyway, this video is about to wrap up in about 2 minutes. So I'm going to cut it off here and let you guys just actually sit back and watch the video and watch the rest of the pictures of the house. I didn't duplicate any pictures. So the pictures I'm going to show you are just the pictures of what I worked on for this part. If you want to see the other pictures of the house, though, they're on each of my parts that I worked on. Whatever I worked on during that part is going to be pictures of that. And so the full house pictures are in part 1, where you see the outside of the house and the layout. I did all of the outside pictures on part 1 so that you guys could see the outside. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can watch me mess up some more builds or, you know, also mess up some more Let's Plays if you're into my rambling and everything. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next Not So Berry Legacy Challenge or the next speed build, whichever. Bye!